So in the x-rays you see that the horse's foot is out of balance laterally, medial-lateral. So the question would be, is the medial-lateral imbalance affecting this horse that's abscessing on the outside of the foot? Would make sense?
Well, and the way the foot looks is real typical to an abscess on the outside. He's high on the inside, so he's putting pressure to the outside.
Okay.
Right? And so then if the bar's a little high, the heel's a little high, puts pressure underneath the coffin bone, and then it abscesses. Where he doesn't abscess on the high side because the weight is over toward the outside. So typically, what goes on with these type of things is wherever they're abscessing, they're getting pressure. And it's putting pressure on the soft tissue. But when you look at this, he's high on the inside. Not a lot right today. I don't know when he got trimmed last. But he's high on the inside and he's abscessing on the outside. That's real common for just that sort of thing, and especially if it just keeps on going. And he's too high on the heel. All his concavity is at the back of the foot. He's walking on his sole up here. So, and when you look at the wear pattern on the toe, he's wearing this from here to there.
Mm-hmm.
So then this side is high.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and if it's a consistent pattern like that, then either this isn't getting dealt with in a balanced way enough
Mm-hmm.
to keep him from overloading this side of the foot.
Mm-hmm.
So trimming this sort of deal is no different than trimming any other sort of foot. I mean, his foot actually looks pretty good. It's not horrible. It's just a little out of balance all the time. So trying to get him a little bit better hairline angle. He's not quite 30 right now, I don't believe. And there's your abscess track. Keeps coming out the same spot here. Bars have been left too long and weight bearing. I'm trimming from that point back around to the heel, and then this heel here was a little high, but not as high as the inside. And right now I've got his sole is protruding a little bit above the hip wall.
Mm-hmm.
But he needs this height here to give him a better hairline angle, so I'm not going to do anything with that. It's wore down. Hoof wall's wore down too low at the toe anyway.
A better what angle?
Hairline angle. This way. From toe to heel, this angle here.
Yeah.
It's too shallow. He's on his toe. It's like the other one, but it's not as bad. Or not as much, whichever. So you can see some rotation on this coffin bone in the x-ray, And the rotation is because his heels are too high. So that picks the back of the coffin bone up, right? Instead of a nice crisp edge to the coffin bone, it's got a little bit of a feathered edge sticking out off the front of it. So his hoof wall grows down kind of straight right here, and then it just dishes, and that's where it's separated away from the coffin bone. There's more space at the tip than there is higher up. Closer you get to the cornet, the tighter it is, and the farther you get down to the ground, it gets further away. So there's your separation and rotation.
He foundered 10, 12 years ago. How much of an artifact would we be seeing from that episode now? None?
Got nothing to do with 10 years ago.
No?
No.
Okay.
Just the maintenance on it between then and now. It takes time for that bone to develop out there as an extension of the coffin bone, right? Didn't happen right away. That's happened over time. It's kind of like the side bone deal. Side bone, ring bone, it's all attachment points of tendons, ligaments and tendons, right? It's ligaments mostly, I think. But the attachment of the hoof wall, because of pressure and prying, the coffin bone is trying to add addition of bone to try and fill in the gap. Probably this is the way he's always been. He's had one upright foot and one kind of flatter foot.
Yeah.
Okay, so the left one's the flatter foot and the right one's the more upright foot.
Yep.
It's real typical to have it end up like this, constantly pulling. It's like, you know, here, you go stick a piece of wood underneath your fingernail, and pretty soon it's going to be pointing straight up off you, right? Same kind of thing. If you look at the hairline angle, I don't have a great hairline angle here either, but this one's less than that one.
Yeah.
So, and I don't have a great hairline angle because I don't have the height of the toe here. There's not enough hoof wall here to pick his toes up to get him back on his heels. So need to maintain the heels shorter and let the toe grow, which is going to make his foot look bigger, which is a good thing. Right? That's not too much heel. That's not more heel than toe height. Try to equal it out is all I'm trying to get at. If you equal it out for any length of time, this will start to look more like the other foot, shape-wise. Then you just need to let it be a little bit taller. So a little bit of hoof wall above the sole, not even with the sole or shorter than the sole. See, he's got, you know, from the hairline here, he's got almost 2 inches of heel, where he should only have, you know, an inch or inch and a little more than an inch. Right?
Yeah.
So he's got a ton of heel. And on top of that, see, you got him walking on his frog. His frog is protruding out the foot. So you're just holding everything in the back of the foot up off the ground and walking him around on his toe.
If you're taking the heel,
Yep.
foot heel down,
Yep.
that just exposes the frog even further to the ground, correct?
Well, yeah, but it should be the same height, right? Shouldn't be protruding out the bottom of the foot.
So you're going to trim the frog. Okay,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
that was going to be my question.
Oh yeah. No, I've got to start somewhere though. I'm not going to trim the frog first because I don't know what my heel's going to look like for sure. So I trim the heels down, then trim the frog to the same height rather than get carried away with one before the other. See, now I'm kind of the same. Now this foot is actually pretty balanced, right to left, or medial lateral, inside to outside. So I'm pretty much going to do the same thing on both sides at the heel. Let's get his heels down to where he'd be loading his heels better and taking the load off the toe and relieving that pressure or pull away from the coffin bone.
He's in agreement with that one.
And you can kind of see maybe how far the toe is actually off the ground now. You know, almost a 1/4 inch at the front.
Yeah.
Because it's all wore off.
Yeah.
See, neither one of his feet have a lot of concavity in them. And it's all, what they do have is all at the heel. So I don't know if you can see that. I mean, I made as much improvement as I can to the hairline with what I've got to work with today. But then, you know, like I said, just maintaining the heels at least to this level and not any longer. So once a week, you know, you can just take a file across the heels and just keep them down. And the abscessing on the other one, I'm pretty sure is the inside high out of balance. Because that, you know, I was looking at the x-rays, it didn't make sense to what was going on. The way the x-rays looked compared to where the abscess was. You know, and so when I got, like I said, when I got out here, it's high on the inside, you know, so that's more consistent with the abscess being to the outside then. Like this foot, he's on his toe. So then and so here's the other. So then his loading foot is his left front. Because he doesn't want to load this one. Because the heels are too high, he's up on his toe. So that puts him all out of balance. So then he's going to carry more weight on the left front and more weight toward the outside of the left front just because of the way the right one is. So then you're compounding the problem, right? You know, when you do too much, like, I mean, there is a thought process to take more off the heel. You know, get him as close to 30 as possible, right? Today. Wonderful. But you make his heels really sore to where he doesn't want to weight him. He's going to stand on his toe, and you just caused him to go right back where you don't want him. Yeah. Right? So you perpetuate that, and pretty soon they don't want to weight their heels because it's going to be sore for them. You know, his hind feet are a little bit, at least this one, I don't know what the other one looks like. Yep. It's a little bit low, and so his hinds are a little low in the heel, right? Just the opposite of the front. But overall, I'd like to see more foot on this guy and more concavity in all the feet, front and back. See, because the hoof wall is you know, same kind of scenario. He's even with the sole here. I'd like to see it protruding like this much all the way around. He's a little high on the outside here. I have to get balanced first and then work on the other parts. So when did he get trimmed last?
I put a rough trim on him probably a week ago.
Okay.
Just kind of roughed it out.
Well, and so there's something for you to think about. Try and be a little more fussy about your trimming if you want to make some improvements.
Diplomatically put. I said diplomatically put, Sherry. Thank you.
I mean, so if really he's got a pretty decent hairline angle on the hinds. Okay, but his whole foot, just like the front, it's a little too short. So, but you let him grow out a little bit, it's gonna, they need to get taller, but that's gonna make them a little bit bigger. Because they're conical, right? They get bigger as they go to the ground. What's going on in the front affects the hind. So if he's a little bit not wanting to load his front end, Then he's going to load back on his hind end and make his heels too short. And the load, like I said, his carrying load is his left front and his right hind. He's not loading his right front and his left hind equal to the other diagonal.
Right, right.
So then he's overwearing the flat ones. No, they will, if everything is equal, right? If they can load all 4 feet equal, all the way around, not be higher in the heel or higher in the toe or crooked, they will grow out a longer foot and get somewhere on the whole foot, not one side or more at the heel or more at the toe, right? So he's really low in the heel in that one, high in the heel in this one. Goes right along with that right front. So his diagonal load is left front, right hind.
Yeah.
See?
And that outside heel, it grows so fast, that foot is so crooked.
Which one? This one?
When you're holding, yeah, it's not so bad right now, just because I kind of took it down a week ago.
He's not trimming the outside of the heel, he's trimming the inside right now, and he's inside high.
Yep.
The inside is high.
Yep. The outside's flared.
That's it, I need new eyeballs.
The outside is flared and separated, so he's inside high. See, it's the same scenario as the left front. Depending on how you look at it, you know, he's got more hoof. He actually has more hoof wall on the outside, but it's going at a shallower angle and spreading out away from the foot, where the inside is going straight up and down. It's coming inside. Actually, he's gone to vertical. His hoof wall here is narrower at where it hits the ground than it is at the hairline,
That's where all
where
the
it
weight
should be
is.
out.
Yeah.
Well, it's not where the weight is. See, the weight's toward the outside. Inside high puts the weight toward the outside, so then that allows that inside hoof wall to fall it right over. This is the pull, so everything's going this way. The more you take that down, the more you tip him right over on it again. And then you propagate the same thing. See, so same deal. I mean, all my trimming, or most of my trimming, is right here. Did a little bit on this heel here, and a little bit on the sole that was sticking up there, and some bar, but nothing here.
No, Yeah, I just.
You know, compared to what I did on the inside, I probably took 1/4 inch off the inside. Okay. See, so all I was doing was just asking him to take a step back, and he's standing nice and square behind. He's not inside, 1 foot in front of the other. I mean, slightly, but not enough to talk about. And so he did that all on his own, you know, and typically he probably doesn't do that. If one foot's way higher than the other one, they won't stand square like that. See, and you know, you were talking about him not wanting to stand on all 4 feet on that, right, even. I mean, he's standing on all, right? One's a little ahead of it, but here, I mean, he's standing on both front feet. He's not shifting around or doing any stuff. He's got had a little rotation of the coffin bone, and so he's got some separation of the hoof wall away from the coffin bone. You can see it. These lines in the hoof wall here come down pretty straight right here, and then they start to bend. And the further you come down, they bend a little bit more down here. So given enough time, year, whatever, for a hoof capsule growth, keeping the heels down, letting the toe get a little bit longer, so we'll get a better hairline angle here. It should be close to 30. Right now it's probably only about 25 or 26 or something. Should let the hoof wall grow in a better direction toward the ground, and not start here straight where it's connected and then bend out. So then the separation will, or the hoof wall will tighten up back to the coffin bone, and there won't be the separation with it. Let's see, his hairline angle is, like I said, is about 25 or thereabouts, right? And it should be 30. So he's not that far off, but right now there hasn't been, his toes worn off, and so right now his toe is a little bit off the ground, needs more height at the toe to get closer to 30 or 230. And his other foot's about the same. It's 30.
30?
Yeah, it's dead on the money.
That's a keeper foot.
Yeah. So when you're looking at these, when you're get them kind of stood up here like this, if you just compare this foot, at least the hairline angle, and it's nice and straight, right? It doesn't have any bends in it. It's not all jacked up.
Yeah.
You know, and he really doesn't have a lot of issue with that anyway. But
Yeah.
this angle, you should be able to see this angle on the inside of that one, the inside of that one, the outside of this one. And you look across, go around the other side, and look the same way. Now, I will say his feet look better now than when he came. Right? His feet were long and they weren't as compact when he came as they are now. So yeah, he's made improvement, right? But you can do a better job and get him a little bit next step along.